Hello, my name is Navigator, and this is going to be the sixth installment in my series where I interview and document different roleplay groups, milsim groups, any kind of groups from across the wasteland. So today I am joined by Blue, and he is joined by a lot of his comrades, and he's going to tell me a little bit about his group. So, Blue, if you wouldn't mind, could you just tell me what is the name of your group?
We are the Cranberry Bog Division and Enclave Remnants Group.
Awesome, that's pretty sweet. Now, when was your group formed?
Our group was formed around 3 months ago, and relatively, it's actually sitting very healthy.
Fair enough. So you would say you have a lot, like a good amount of members, pretty active.
Absolutely. We have around 50 members, and I want to say at least 20 to 25 stay very active almost daily.
Awesome. That's really cool. I guess coming stemming from that question, what made you start the group in the first place?
Well, I actually started the group mainly because of the lore aspect, but not only that, I want a hub for a lot of Enclave groups to just sit down, chill out. Even if you're not a leader, you can always be a member. Chill out, no milsim being the biggest part of us. In fact, we actually XP grind and help out low levels, especially with nukes.
Fair enough. That's good to hear. So you're mentioning that you kind of started it based on lore and stuff like that, and that leads me to my next question. What is, if you have it, a backstory or history, any kind of lore for your group?
Well, after the fall of the Enclave, we decided to form ourselves back up after the Brotherhood of Steel has moved in. Frankly, the Brotherhood of Steel doesn't see the Scorched as the biggest threat within Appalachia. So, the Enclave decided to take it in their own hands, contain as much as we can, and blow the everlasting hell out of him.
Hell yeah, that's really fucking awesome. That's really really cool. And actually, for anybody watching, I talked to Blue before, and among other things involving this group, he really has fleshed out a lot of the stuff with this group. I know that the he kind of kept the lore on a cap there, but it is really in depth and it's very accurate too. There was a lot of stuff that he was talking about that, man, I never would have thought of that, and like how this would tie to that. And I hope you don't know what I'm talking about, Blue. But I thought that was really cool. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. On top of that, I guess going more into your members, stuff like that, what you guys do. The first question I can ask you is, and honestly, it's pretty self-evident here, but do you guys have any uniforms? Is it based on rank? Is it based on like skills, something like that, or is it something that everybody chooses individually?
Honestly, it's everything for everyone's self. In fact, uh, I always, I'm very, very lenient whenever it comes to our events and all that. As long as you are in somewhat enclave gear, I'm already cool with it. But if you would like to be in uniform and stay to your units, yes, we have units. We have different units based on different playstyles, from heavy guns to commando rifles and even flamethrowers. Of course, they all have their different uniforms, and if you're a bloody build and you use heavy weapons, doesn't matter. You could be an XO1. If you mostly stay as a commando build that does a lot of VATs, hey, XO2 is probably your division. And heck, if you like explosives, obliterating everything, and burning everything to smithereens, XO3 would probably be your best bet. Those are some of the ranks that we have, and we do have uniforms for them, but I'm very lenient, and I'll let you wear whatever you really want.
Good to know. And I guess, and we talked about this the other day a little bit, and it kind of goes along with this. But you did talk about it a little bit just now. But like, if someone were to join, would you like force anybody to I guess be a build they weren't or they didn't want to be, or like maybe change something about them, like change their appearance, stuff like that? Are you guys a group that does things like that? Not that it's
Never.
bad necessarily, but never. Good to hear. I wanted to
Absolutely
make sure
never.
that the audience knew that.
We
Awesome.
really
Good,
don't
good to
like
know.
groups. We really don't like groups that force you into different parts or divisions. Like, hey, you play a bloody build? Well, guess what? You're going to power armor. You're going to be a medic power armor unit. Don't do that. We will not change your build. All we want to know is what gun do you usually use? And hey, there's your unit.
Fair enough. There we go. So you mentioned it a little bit earlier, about like, XP doing stuff like that. What kind of activities do you guys do together as a group?
Well, I would say our most popular event is Double XP. What we do is we actually post on Looking for Group within Xbox. We announce to everyone that we are doing public events. We will open up a lot of lunch boxes, basically four of them, to give double the amount of XP to all the low levels and other random players, and we will complete the event with everyone. We also do something like Operation Cinder, of course, a reference to Star Wars, where we help out a bunch of low levels, launch a couple nukes, and hey, we launch a bunch of them at that.
Fair enough. That sounds pretty eventful. Sounds like you guys got a lot on your plate, and you definitely are accomplishing a lot out here. That kind of leads me to my next question. What would you say, Blue, personally, your favorite part about this group is?
Well, I really like how the community is actually. I'm very happy to know that I'm not the only person that doesn't really like Mill Sims as much and would rather just, well, chill out, be in an Enclave group, talk about Fallout, talk about Enclave in general, and be less stressful. In fact, I really created this group not only for low levels and not only just to help out people, but also a hub for multiple people. And I think the biggest would actually be for a lot of adults. A lot of they don't like to get into a bunch of mill sims or they get bossed around by a little kid. On my group, you can actually come back from a long day of work and you could just join us off of a party chat. Hey, someone's launching a nuke, maybe you could join it. Maybe they have a party. And even if you're gone for the longest time, such as 2 months or even further, you could come back the next day like nothing happened. We get it. Life comes first.
Good to know, Blue. Good to know. I think that definitely speaks to a lot of people, and I personally appreciate you guys being like that. That is definitely a very good what's the word I could use? Like I guess a good moral to have in a group like this. You gotta understand that life in the real world does come first. So what I want to do now is ask that same question to a couple of your other members here. So Rag over here in the Equalizer Power Armor, I'd like to start with you. If you could just tell me what your position is in the group, maybe a little bit about what you do, and then what your favorite thing is.
I'm a private, and one of my favorite things to do in this group is just to chill, launch nukes, and have a good time.
Hell yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that, Rag. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
So right in front of him, not a problem, man. Right in front of him is going to be Jeri, and Jeri, I'm going to ask you the same questions. What is your position in the group, and what's your favorite thing about it?
Well, give me a sec. I gotta check. I am a sergeant apparently, and my favorite thing about this group is we're just kind of chill.
Fair enough. Good to know.
We got rid of all the
Honestly,
all
or
the
sorry,
screaming
you go
kids
ahead. You go ahead.
Sorry. Yes, we got rid of all the screaming kids a while ago.
Oh, fair enough.
That was a
that was a what? Sorry, continue.
that was a thing that did happen. Yes.
Oh man, trust me, I've had plenty of experience with that. Don't get me wrong. Well, thank you for sharing, Jeri. I appreciate that. So, moving over here to the other side, Doom. I was wondering if you would like to share, and just maybe your position in the group and your favorite thing about it.
Sure. First to say, I am definitely a private because I just rejoined about 2 weeks ago, roughly. But the best part, I think so far, the community's chill. Everyone's laid back, and there's no stress on us at all about Fallout at the moment. Until
Fair
nukes.
enough. Till nukes. I get you though. I mean, stress is definitely something you don't want to have in a game that you're supposed to play, for your leisure time. So I definitely do
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that, Doom. Thank you. So
no problem.
moving here behind the couch, Jeff, would you like to share? You mean, or actually, Jeff, I believe he doesn't have a mic, but maybe somebody else could tell me, maybe like his position in the group, maybe what he does at all, maybe when he joins, something like that. Or Jeff, you can honestly
I
type a message if you want to. I'd be able to see that if you wanted to share your own opinion. I don't mind waiting. But I mean, in the meantime, if you were going to say something, Blue.
um honestly I don't really have much actually. We'll just wait until Jeff actually speaks up. I know Jeff
Fair enough.
joined off. I believe he joined off of our YouTube videos a while ago. Um,
Really? Well, you know what?
Mhm.
That's actually, I mean, well, obviously, when Jeff sends his message, or sorry, yeah, when Jeff sends his message, we'll go through with it. But I wanted to talk about this. I totally forgot. You have an amazing YouTube channel where you make really, really great videos about the group and about the game. I mean, they're awesome. It's definitely something that I could never do. Did you want to say anything about that?
Um, yeah, actually, a lot of people within my group, they don't really even know I have a YouTube account, or some that actually join offline. They'll usually, they'll see how it is really quickly. But honestly, I really don't like to promote it mostly to my group. In fact, a lot of people are surprised that I even have it. But we always will have projects for those later on if any of them want to be featured in those YouTube videos.
Hell yeah. I mean, would you be okay if I link that in the description so some of these people could go check that out?
No problem. Go right ahead.
Wonderful. We'll do that. So yeah, I asked all you guys your questions, Jeff. I mean, if you're typing something, then whenever that comes up, I'll read that. But if you're not, it's totally fine. I guess there's some other questions I could talk about. I mean, let me think. So I just want to first say I got to start wearing some of the Enclave clothes more often because sitting here with you guys, these outfits are really, really, really sick. I really like the. I wish that like you could put the top of what Doom is wearing on the with the pants of what you're wearing, Blue. I think that'd be so cool, but I don't know. And on top of that, you guys are the first Enclave group that I've interviewed as a whole, so I think that's pretty sweet. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people out there that appreciate the Enclave. I know that there's a shit ton of fans of them. I don't know if I was talking about this with you, Blue, or maybe there was somebody else, another Enclave group I was talking to, but just like I feel like there's a lot of people out there that appreciate the Enclave. So, all right, well, Jeff, if you are typing something, I think that I'll probably just leave that in the description below. So if you guys wouldn't mind, just go to the description, and there'll probably be an answer to the questions that I asked Jeff. But that's really all I have today. What I'm going to do now is just say if there's anybody or anything that you guys wanted to say at all. I mean, now is the time. I'll leave the floor open to you. If there was anybody that wanted to, put their 2 cents in, anything like that.
Well, I think I'd actually speak up for most of them. Um, God bless the Enclave. Let's cleanse the wasteland. Let's do it, members.
Everyone does love a good fascist.
Let's do it.
Yep. You know, a
Fair
nuke,
enough.
a nuke.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here, if you guys don't mind, could one of you guys possibly just read off that message from Jeff, if that's okay?
No
Just,
problem.
any one of you
Let me
guys?
go
I'm
right
sorry
ahead and
about
do that. All right. Let me just scroll down. I'm a sergeant. I actually always like the Enclave theme, but the Milsim part of the 76 groups keeps me out. This is when I found Blue's channel and discovered the Bog division. I like how we interact and the whole life coming first thing.
Awesome. Well, I'm very glad that I got Jeff's piece in there. Thank you, Jeff. I'm sorry about rushing you, whatever. I hope I wasn't being an asshole there, but thank you. I'm very glad I got that in the video. I'm glad that they got to hear that. Yeah. Did you want to continue where you were saying it all, Blue?
Well, last cap on this video. One nuke a day keeps the scorched away.
Hell yeah, it does. Well,
You
thank
don't
you
even
guys
nuke
so
the
much for
Scorched
joining.
Queen. You just nuke at Fort Atlas. What are you talking about?
Nuke Fort Atlas.
You nuke Fort Atlas
Oh my
3 times and
Let's
call it a
just
day.
say let's just say that's part of our propaganda on our server.
You just nuke
Fair
one
enough. That's great. Oh man, you want to start a war? Nuke Fort Atlas in a server where there's a bunch of Brotherhood guys. That'll be funny. I've literally seen that done before. It is not a sight you want to see. A lot of harassment being thrown around.
Those Brotherhood
All
people,
right.
they take this game way too seriously.
Well, that might be a discussion for another day. I mean, I have interviewed
Yes.
Brotherhood groups on here before, and I will say, I mean, at the end of the day, to be fair, none of this really matters. So I mean, it's only what you
Absolutely.
make of it. Either you're really invested into it, but like if you think about it that way, I feel like people who are super invested in this game, at least on the bright side, it's because they have a really good appreciation for it, and it probably makes them happy. You know what I mean? I know that you're not trying to pick fights or anything like that. I'm just saying, I think
that's
that
a good.
at the end of the day,
Mhm.
or sorry, you go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I think that'll actually be a good cap for our behalf.
You would agree? Blue, I appreciate that. All right, folks. Well, I don't really think I have anything too much else. I open up the floor, so we should be okay. I again thank the Cranberry Bog. Sorry, you want to just say the title of your group one more time, if that's okay? I don't
No
think I do a
problem.
good job of it.
So we are the Cranberry Bog Division, remnants of the enclave within Appalachia.
Awesome. Good to hear. And thank you guys again for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I want to thank Blue. I want to thank Rag, Doom, Jeff, and Jeri. Thank you guys so much. And I'll be sure to link the channel for the Cranberry Bog Division and Blue in the description below. Thanks you guys again. And my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.